Other interesting political news, you have Democrats having examples of rigging maps for the redistricting going viral after Republicans have the proposal for redistricting Texas. This brought us thanks to End Wokeness. He says, quote, Democrats rigged the maps to maximize their share of congressional seats. It's absolutely justified for us to do so. You start with California. It says, 40% of the votes are Republican, but only 17% of the seats out of 9 of the 52. Yeah, Massachusetts, 35% statewide vote are Republican, yet they have 0 seat representation, 0 out of 9. Connecticut, you have 38% of the statewide vote with 0% of the seats, 0 out of 5. New York, most overrated state in the union, saying Republicans are 42% of the statewide vote, but only represent 26.9% of the seats, 7 out of 26. New Jersey, the a-hole of all the states of the country, actually. The only state where you have, I believe it's one of the only state, I know for sure they still have the ground, they have the right to retreat. So you don't have the right to defend yourself in New Jersey. You have to, if someone breaks into your house, you have to leave. I'm not kidding. It's that perverse and weak of a state. They force you to be a victim. Now, nevertheless, New Jersey has 43% of the state's votes being Republican, but 25% of the seats, 3 out of 12, being Republican. Maryland has 38% of the nationwide vote, but only 1 out of the 8 seats. New Mexico has 44% statewide vote, 0% of the seats, 0 out of 3. Hawaii, the most useless state in the union, jeez Louise. Again, with 37 ADHD. We're $37 trillion in debt thanks to the ineptitudes and or corruption of Democrats and Republicans. And yet, we're going to have to do something to pay off that debt. We have to get creative and sell something useless we don't use, like Hawaii. The next iPhone 28 ain't coming out of Hawaii. Next Samsung TV ain't going to be made there either. I'm trying to think what consumers buy. Cars? No. They're known for tourism. So eating crappy food and playing those stupid flower necklaces. What else are you known for? They have a military base. We can always lease that back. I say we sell Hawaii. What do they do for us anyway? I'm only partially kidding. You also have Oregon, 42% of the statewide vote being Republican, only 16% of the seats. Washington, 38% of the statewide vote, with 20% of the seats. And Rhode Island, which somehow is still a state, 38% of the statewide vote, and 0% of the seats. And this went moderately viral, got 529,000 views and 10,000 likes, which, again, Republicans, they should actually wake up and play by the same rules. So I'm actually all about them redistricting Texas. Fine. Again, they've been doing nothing for, I would argue, most of my life. They've been doing some redistricting. I'm not a fan of the concept, but again, if Republicans do it, or Democrats do it, yeah, do it, Republicans. Now, one of the first comments also comes to us thanks to Libcrat Media TM. Now, he says, quote, they've also stuffed illegals into states that they needed them the most in order to get the census count. They gained congressional seats and electoral power. What their base doesn't understand is it's not all love is love, abortion, women's rights, democracy. It's all about power, getting 512 likes. Yep. I mean, a lot of people ask throughout the years, like, why do you care about illegal immigration? I mean, they don't vote in elections. Well, first of all, some of them do. But the big issue is they count towards the state census. And they cheat. That's why California has more representation than they should. I would argue they have more I would argue they have more than they deserve as a concept. But in terms of actual head count, they have millions of illegals there. That boosts their numbers on the U.S. Census, which stupidly somehow counts illegals. That means they have more people to send to House Representatives. So, again, there's a reason why Democrats love cheating and love illegals in their states. It's not just to drain the taxpayer dollars to pay for people who don't work and people that are breaking the law and getting paid on their table. But it's also so they get more representation and they get more power in government. It's why they shouldn't count on the census. It's ridiculous that they ever did. Now, you also have Paul Zazupa saying, quote, Democrats always cheat at elections because they can't win on policy, getting 339 likes. I mean, I would argue that's true, but it's also liberal white women will vote for them no matter what because they worship abortion and cats. I mean, it is astonishing, scary how many people you ask on the street when it comes to like political interviews. You ask them, what are the 3 policies that will inspire you to vote for a candidate? Most of them can't say one, which I would argue they don't deserve to vote. And there are some Republicans who do that as well. Don't get me started. However, Republicans don't have a whole mantra saying vote blue no matter who. Which, I mean, some of them are so mentally vacuous they voted for Kamala Harris because the intellect of a coconut. Now, that's too harsh. That's an insult to the great coconut community who actually provides useful things like coconut milk, which I don't drink, but, some people do, so that's some value to society. Kamala Harris was just a word salad dressed up, just a Marxist dressed up. And she wanted to tax unrealized gains. Like, the worst ideas in history, some of the worst ideas ever. And people still voted for her because, no matter who, vote for blue. It's just ridiculous. Scrolling down more and more. Chevy Countryman says, quote, next up, flipping California red, getting 53 likes, which, again, if they didn't count illegals, yeah. Scroll down more and more. The Volt says, never forget the world's most elite put $1 million limousines on $1 billion plane jets to fly around the world to tell people to reduce your carbon footprint. Yeah, that's funny. And 39 likes. Oh, also the World Economic Forum and all those big guys all fly out, talk about saving the environment in their private jets, including that moron Greta Thunberg. You guys have Rare Money Notes. It says, quote, these numbers are getting pretty damn evidence of how badly gerrymandering those blue states are getting. Getting 40% of the vote in California and only 17% of the seats is insane. In states like Massachusetts, Texachusetts more likely, political pun, in Connecticut, where Republicans get over a third of the votes, but zero representation, that's not democracy, that's rigging. Again, some of these are not just my speaking ineptitudes because their grammar's abhorrent, but I'll read it as intended. He says, the if you can't beat them, join them approach makes sense from a political strategy standpoint. Democrats have been playing hardball with redistricting for years while Republicans tried to play fair, but it sucks that the solution is just more gerrymandering instead of actually fixing the system to be fair for everyone. Got 182 likes. I mean, Republicans should also, Democrats introduced lawfare like no other when they went to Donald Trump with trumped up charges, pun intended, obviously. If Republicans wanted the age-old, mutually assured destruction, they would be doing the same thing. They're not, because most Republicans are weak, ineffective, and rhinos, pejoratively known as Republicans in name only. But yeah, the reason Democrats keep doing insane things is because there's no negative ramification for them to stop. Because the Republicans do nothing. Well, they sit around and collect a paycheck, and some of them do insider trading, which I guess that's not nothing bad, but they do things. Just not to help you and I. Now, going back to the main comment section, you also have, the common voice says, when one side cheats, fairness is lost. People votes mean nothing if it maps are drawn to block them. If Democrat rig maps, others must fight back to protect their voice, getting 23 likes. Papa Vane has a picture of Illinois, where, most of it is red, except for the shitties, and they also shows it by district, and it got 18 likes. Which, again, I would argue most of the shitties where everyone's a government employee and dependent on the system with handouts from the government, maybe they shouldn't get to vote. Because, again, they just keep voting for a bigger, more bloated government that will spend more money on them. Going down more and more. The Vault has a picture of Satan, Fauci, Soros, Schwab, and Bush, or not Bush, I'm sorry, well, him too, but Bill Gates. It says, corporate needs to define the differences between this picture and this picture. And Pam from the office goes, they're the same picture, getting 14 likes. So, again, I don't think gerrymandering, it's going to change anytime soon, but again, if you have one side that always cheats and one that plays by the rules, and again, legally speaking, it's been done for decades. It's not illegal for them to do this. It's frowned upon by the mass public. I think most people do not like it. Again, if these are the rules of the game, I would argue, Republicans should be doing the same. But let me know your thoughts in the comments, because as always, it'd be fascinating to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, trying to get to 6,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so click that button. Greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down in the comments. Great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.